Right after today's video, you're gonna develop chord progressions like a pro, no doubt. You ready? Let's get into today's video. Yo, the name is Gossa once again, and still the solution career, providing solutions to your problems. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new to this channel, and to my returning subscribers, I say big shout out. Thank you for supporting this channel. All right, so today's video we're gonna look at how to develop chord progressions. If you're a beginner, or even if you are a pro, some tips gonna help you, so make sure you stick to this video to the very end. All right, and at the end I'm gonna also show you a cheat code how you can turn those chord progressions into melodies. This is completely simple, so let's start with today's video. So first thing first, we are in FLSTUDIO. I'm gonna change the theme, go to options. If you don't know how to customize your FLSTUDIO, please watch the video that will pop up on the screen. All right, I'm gonna change the theme, make it more prettier. Let's go for something like this. This cool. All right, now if you also don't know how to customize your FLSTUDIO, I mean, you can see mine is different from yours, how I've placed this playlist on top. All right, so now enough of that, we're gonna develop chord progressions. We're gonna use expand tool. First, let's go to the piano roll options, and to develop chord progressions, make sure you choose the scale first. And how do you choose scale? Click on this piano roll option, then go to views. All right, next go to scale highlighting. Then first I want you to choose the scale. All right, the scale that you want to make your beat in, either minor, major, think of any scale here, but make sure you choose the scale first. So you're gonna stick to minor natural. All right, like this. Next, let's go back again to the piano roll options, then go to view again, scale highlighting, and this time you're gonna choose the root note. All right, so we're gonna choose the root note to be A. So now we have A minor, and if you watch here, you can see the highlighted note and some are dark. The highlighted notes are those that you can actually play, and the dark notes are the note that you shouldn't play. All right, so now that you understand this, let's proceed. When it comes to making chord progressions, what you need to do is to pick random root notes. All right, random root note, but make sure the random notes that you are picking, they are also highlighted. So I'm gonna pick the C. All right, then I'm gonna pick the A for here, then I'm gonna pick this one, then the last note I'm gonna pick this one. All right, they is super simple. Now how do you complete this chord progression here? What you're gonna do, let me zoom in. What you're gonna do after choosing the root note, you're gonna count 4. If the fourth note is highlighted, then you choose. All right, so after this you're gonna count 1 2 3 4. You can see the fourth note is highlighted, so we're gonna choose that. And to add the last note, we're gonna count 3. So you count 4 first, and if the root note is highlighted, you choose, and to add the last note, you count 3, vice versa. All right, so to add the last note after this, we're gonna count 1 2 3. You can see the third note is highlighted, then we select this one. This is super simple. So this is C major. All right, now let's move on to this one to over here. We're gonna do the same thing. If you count 4 and the note is not highlighted, then we count 3. All right, so let's, after this, 1 2 3 4. You can see the fourth one is not highlighted, so we're gonna count 3 first. After this, 1 2 3. You can see the third one is highlighted, so we count that, we choose that. Then to add the last note, we're gonna count 4. All right, so after this, 1 2 3 4. Pretty simple. Moving on to the next chord here. So after this, we're gonna count 3. If you watch, 1 2 3, you can see the third note is highlighted, and to add the last note, you're gonna count 4. So you count 4 first, or you count 3 first. All right, but make sure the note that you are picking is highlighted among this scale. Now, so after this, 1 2 3 4, you can see the fourth note is highlighted. Super simple like this. And let's complete this chord here. So after this, we're gonna count 1 2 3. You can see the third one is not highlighted. Then we count 4. 1 2 3 4. All right, pretty simple. And to add the last note, we're gonna count 1 2 3. You can see that the notes are all highlighted. Now to extend the note, just place any note anywhere here. All right, then press Ctrl L on your keyboard, and this is gonna extend the notes like this. All right, so now listen to this chord progression. This is super simple. Now to make this chord progression more interesting, we're gonna add some bass notes. All right, and to add bass notes, we're gonna copy the note that we started with. All right, so the first one is the C. All you need to do is to press Ctrl plus Shift on your keyboard and just drag to highlight the root note. Simple like this. And to make a duplicate, leave the Control button whilst holding the Shift button on the keyboard and just drag. All right, you can see we have cloned the note. Next, we're gonna send this one to a low octave by pressing Control plus the arrow down button on the keyboard. All right, and this is gonna create bass notes for us. This is super simple. Let's move on. So if you're a beginner, you're gonna think that this chord progression is massive, but we're gonna do something about it to make it more interesting. All right, so what separates the pros and the beginners is how we develop the chord progressions. Now to make this chord progression more interesting, we can highlight the middle notes. I mean, after this 1 2, the middle notes, we're gonna highlight this one like this. Then we're gonna send it to a high octave by pressing Control and the arrow up button. All right, and this is gonna send this note to a higher octave. We're gonna do the same thing to this one like this. That's super simple. Now listen to this. Alright, let's bring them back like this. Then hit Control plus the arrow down button to bring them back to their normal positions. Alright, and you can actually add more notes, but the note that you are adding, make sure they are also highlighted. Over here you can choose any random note. When you play and they sound great, you stick to that. If not, just choose another note. Alright, so here to add extra notes, we're gonna choose this, and over here you can see this one too is highlighted. We're gonna choose this, and this one we're gonna choose this. All right, and over here we're gonna choose that. Pretty simple. Listen. I'm gonna change this one to this. This is super simple. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I'm taking you from beginner to a pro in terms of chord progression. Let's move on. Now guys, to make this chord progression more interesting, we're gonna hit Alt S on the keyboard to bring the piano roll strumizer. What the strumizer does is that it allows you to tweak the velocity, the timing, so that this chord progression gonna sound like a real human being is playing it. All right, so what you need to pay attention to is the time for the start here and the time for the end here. All right, I'm gonna reset everything like this. All right, so now you can see the notes are all equal. All right, so we're gonna make this sound more interesting, and to do this, just play with the time knob for the start here. And for you to understand this, I'm gonna play the chord progression whilst I'm exaggerating this knob here. So now listen as I play with the start time here. Once again, listen. Alright, so this sound like this is real human being sitting at the back of the piano roll, but make sure you don't go crazy about this. Little is enough when it comes to music production. You can see the start is cool. Now when you watch here, you can see some of the notes are extending to the bar 5 here, and we want everything to be in the 4 bars. So we're gonna cut this excess notes here, and to do that, just play with the time for the end here, drag it inside like this, and you can see now everything is in the 4 bars. All right, listen. Now you can play with the velocity here. All right, if you watch here, you can see it's reducing some of the notes velocity, I mean the volume. All right, if you watch here, now when you are done, just hit accept like this, and now guys, now you see the velocity. That's pretty simple. Super simple. Let's move on to adding melodies to this chord progression. Anyway, if this video helps you, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, please subscribe, like the video, like this video, let me know where you are watching me from. So to add melodies to this, we're gonna stick to the notes here. All right, so as you can see, we have C, E and G for this one. So we're gonna follow the same thing, C, E and G over here. What we're gonna do is to clone the expand. All right, then we're gonna use this piano, open the piano roll options. Now you can see the ghost notes are here. All right, for the chord, if you don't see that, just click on pianos, go to views, and make sure you enable ghost channels. All right, as you can see, everything is gone. When you go back, views, enable ghost channels, now you can see the ghost channel for the chord progression, and we're gonna follow this notes here. All right, so to add notes, so let's do that. We follow this, don't go crazy, just stick to the notes. Just follow the same thing, copy this, bring it here, make sure they are on the same note. Super simple. Copy this one, make sure it's on the same note, do the same thing for this. All right, crazy. All right, and you can actually add some random note by choosing the note that you played, and over here you can turn on the metronome. Just add small notes, sorry, make it unique over here. Crazy. And sometimes just add extra notes here, hit Ctrl L so that you can extend the notes and listen to that. We're gonna chop this. And to make these notes or melodies more interesting, we're gonna hit Alt plus R, and this gonna bring this randomizer. All right, play with the levels. As you can see, this is the panning. We are panning it to left and right of our speakers, and also the velocity. Just play around with this. All right, hit accept. Alright guys, now that you know how to develop chord progressions like a pro, watch the next video to know how to make your drums more interesting. By the way, give the video a like, let me know where you are watching it from. See you in the next video. Stay blessed.